if you're a fan of the classic red look to your taillights but want to take the lighting to a whole new level, these Raxiom LED taillights with the sequential turn signal, chrome housing, and red lens will be perfect for your 2014 to 2018 Silverado 1500. Now, I would like to mention that this will only work with the Silverados that have the factory halogen taillights, and these are going to be quite the upgrade for them. Now, at first glance, these will have very similar styling to the factory taillights, keeping the styling very simple, but when the sun goes down, these will do a great job at lighting up the back of your truck, making you a lot more noticeable when driving around on the street. Now, on the table, it may be a little bit difficult to see, but these are going to feature 4 LED light bars that'll wrap around each of the cluster of LEDs that I'll get to in just a second, and over on this side that'll act as your daytime running light and offer a lot of style to the back of your Silverado. Now, in the center of those light bars, over on the front of the taillight here, there's going to be a cluster of individual bright red LEDs that'll act as your brake light and offer a lot more light output than your factory halogen bulb. Now, right in the center, you'll also have a window for your reverse light that you'll swap over from your factory taillights, and you're also getting a sequential turn signal function that will up the styling just that much more. Not to mention, these will be completely plug and play, making the install incredibly easy and hassle-free, and it's also going to be DOT and SAE approved, so you can keep a peace of mind there. Now, when it comes to the price, these will sit at right around the $350 mark, which is pretty average for a set of LED taillights, but will save you a couple bucks when taking a look at other options that have a very similar style. Now, what I like about this choice in particular compared to some others on the page is that it's going to keep that classic red appearance, but really elevate the style when they're lit up at night, and of course offer a more modernized look with the bright LEDs. Now, other choices with red lenses may be set up pretty similar with LEDs, but a slightly different style. They may not include that sequential feature in the design, or you'll see options that'll be a factory style replacement. Now, overall, if you're looking to keep the classic appearance but take it up a couple notches, then these are going to be for you. Now, install is going to be super straightforward at a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about an hour to get the job done, but I wouldn't be surprised if you got it done a little bit sooner with some basic hand tools. And one of our guys in the shop here is going to show you that process step by step. So that wraps it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
Tools needed for this install are an electric or regular ratchet, a T15 Torx bit, and a plastic pry tool. All right, hey guys, I'm going to be showing you how to install taillights on your 2014-2018 Silverado here. We're going to start first by uninstalling our stock taillights. All right, first step we're going to need to take with your tailgate down, you're going to want to undo these 2 Torx bolts right here. All right, so these are T15 bolts. We're going to use our electric ratchet here. You can use a regular ratchet or whatever you got on hand. Just going to start on the top one here. Take it right out. Do the same thing right here on the bottom. And you're going to want to hold this tail light when you do it so it doesn't fall out of the truck. I also like to have a place to put those bolts. So once you've got them out, the light's just going to come sliding right out. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to twist out our connectors here, keeping the bulbs intact. Just twist them to your right if you're standing where I'm at. Take them out like that. You can let this hang for a second. Now, we do have these 2 clips here on the taillight. Ours have been taken out quite a bit, so yours might need a little bit of assistance to come out. You can use just a little plastic pry bar to pull these out from the bed of the truck. And once you've got this out, you can go ahead and set it aside. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out the top and bottom bulbs here. So this one is just going to come right out. Same with this one on the bottom. And we are going to retain this middle one for the reverse light. All right, next we've got these 2 modules that we're going to install. Now, these do have double-sided tape on the back of them, so we're just gonna peel this right off. And we're gonna stick it right on the inside of the housing here. Now, one thing to note is that if your truck has been out in the weather, if you've been using it for a while, you may need to clean these off. Make sure you have a really nice mating surface so that these are gonna stick really good. All right, so we're gonna take our first one right through the top and kind of feed it in here, making sure we don't get it stuck. And then you can stick it sort of just like that, press it in, make sure the wires are still accessible. Once you get that one done, we're gonna move on to the bottom. Again, peel that off. We're gonna stick this one kind of down in the corner here so that it's out of the way. Give it a good stick. Make sure you can still get to those wires. All right, so now we have a handful of connections to do up here. We've got 2 going back into our wiring harness, and then these two for the modules and our reverse light in the center here. So I'm gonna start up top here with this module. We're gonna take this wire that we just put in, gonna connect that up just like that. Make sure it clicks in real nice. You can do the bottom one, same thing. Make sure that clicks in real nice. Now we're gonna take our wiring harness from the truck. You'll see these connectors here look like your light bulbs. We're just gonna go ahead and snap that right in like that. And the same thing down here on the bottom. Make sure you get that snap so they're nice and tight. Then we're gonna take our reverse light right here in the center, and that is just gonna twist in just like it did on our stock tail light. Okay. Once you've got all your connections done up, you're gonna take these connectors, and just like they were in your stock taillights, you're gonna put them in here and turn them, lock them in to make them nice and tight and keep that sealed connection. So we'll do the same thing we did on the top, right down here on the bottom. Just push those wires in, like that. Get a nice snug fit. And now that we've got all that connected up, we're ready to install the lens. So now we're basically gonna do the reverse of what we did to take the original lens out. We're gonna line up these two clips right here in the holes in the side of the bed. And then you've got these two clips right here that are gonna line up with these holes where our T15 screws go right back in. All right, so you're gonna take these clips, get them lined up with the holes in the side of the bed. Make sure you're not gonna pinch any of the wires. Just be able to push them right in. Now you might get a little bit more of a snap than we do because we've had a lot of lights in and out of this truck. Once you've got that done, you can hold the light in here, take your T15 screw, and get it started in this clip right over here. I always like to start bolts by hand because I don't want to cross thread anything and have to drill and tap them. All right, now that we've got our screws over there started, we're gonna take our T15 bit, we're gonna go ahead and tighten these down. All right, now that we've got this one installed, you're just gonna repeat that same process on the other side of the truck. That's gonna do it for our review and install of the Raxiom LED tail lights with sequential turn signals, chrome housings, and red lenses for 2014 to 2018 Silverado 1500s. Thanks for watching, and remember, for all things Silverado, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.